We'll get a close-up of some of the metaphors.
Okay.
Yeah, like pre-production, like the next get to make up for that stuff. But like anything
No. I said that I heard a lot of stories around it, and I felt that it was very, very, like a production.
Yeah, did you know how much work Marshall put into that?
I'm not accounting Marshall at all.
Yeah, that's
Look at it as a funny shot. I've got here in front of Volkswagen and
Yeah, this was some of the, it was just a sort of a,
all right, move back up.
I can never hear that.
I don't remember.
I can
Excuse me.
Clock taking that book I did 2 weeks after he passed away called The Franken-Science Monster, bring that up to date, do it in a large format, and give 100 or more photographs than were in the first one. I've now seen Metropolis 77 times to make up my mind if it's my favorite film or not, and I've decided I guess it is. So I'm going to do a coffee table book about that next year. I've been contacted by a publisher who wants me to look over the 300,000 things I've collected in the last 62 years and put together a big book with about the 500 most fantastic items, together with little tales of how I came to acquire the pteranodon that was trying to fly away with Fay Ray and King Kong, and how I came into possession of Bela Lugosi's Dracula ring and Karloff's Imhotep ring, and well, all the 8 wonders of the Acker Mansion. And I've turned in, I see quite a few of you have been getting the first book about Forry Ackerman, famous monster of filmland, covering the first 50 issues. I've turned in from number 50 to number 100 now to the publisher Imagine. So I imagine the next time we have a convention here that the second volume out of 4 will be available. I'm doing regular departments for the magazine Film Facts. I'll be covering The Thief of Baghdad in the near future and the silent film The Bat. Oh, I'd just like to take this opportunity, it really has nothing to do with your question, but while I have a captive audience, how many have seen the film Freaks? Well, I just want to bring you up to date on Johnny Eck, the little half-boy. There's just 20 inches of him, and he weighs just 40 pounds. And he lives in the same apartment in which he was born in Baltimore about 3/4 of a century ago. At the time, it was a very nice neighborhood, but now Johnny says all he has to do is look out the window and he sees the freaks going by. They've had 5 fire bombings on his block in the last couple of weeks. And sad to say, about a month ago, a couple of big bruisers broke into his place and burgled it. One of them sat on the poor little guy, who says, "Can you believe it, Forry? Now I have to push myself around on a skateboard." So just a week ago, out in Hollywood, at the University of California, they had a revival of the film Freaks, and I took the opportunity to tell the audience there what was going on with Johnny, and 2 days later at one of my open houses, there were about 10 of his fans came over. So it suddenly occurred to me that he's not the kind of an individual who can go much of any place, and it was 2 in the afternoon LA time and about 5 in Baltimore, so I took a chance and called him, and he came to the phone, and 8 or 10 of his fans were all telling him how much they admired him. And after it was all over, he said, "Forry," he said, "it was the greatest birthday of my life." He just turned 77 that day.
Good. Well, that's about a wrap for us. I'd just like to say this on behalf of all of us. Thanks for buying our magazines, reading it, and believing in us, and keep the faith.